Welcome to My Sweet Love Yoga. Hey, I'm Kat. Today we're going to go through a fertility yoga class. It's perfect for anyone who is sort of in their pre-ovulation stage, where they have a little bit of energy, and we're not quite so restricted in the movements we may want to take in that 2-week wait. It's also fine for anyone who is about to start IVF or any other sort of fertility treatment. So if you're in your down reg stage or just before preparing for a cycle or for treatment, then this practice is perfect for you. We're going to look at opening our heart, opening up our body, and just being present in this moment, giving yourself a little bit of space and time to be kind to yourself, to prepare yourself for hope, to let go of anything, any worrying thoughts that may be consuming you at the moment. So just allow yourself to be present now in this moment on your mat, inviting in a full sense of openness and kindness to yourself. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Grab your mats, pop on some music, and we'll begin. So let's start today in easy seated pose. You could use a yoga block or a cushion, and just place it underneath the hips just to raise them a little so that we can sit here nice and comfortably without sort of curving our back or feeling like we're straining. We're going to start today's class by just gently closing the eyes if that's comfortable for you, and if it's not, then just take a soft downward gaze. We're going to start by just centering ourselves and arriving on our mat so we can let go of any thoughts of a stressful day, a stressful week, a stressful year, and just arrive here in this moment. So as we sit here, closing our eyes, just take your awareness towards your breath. Just noticing the quality of your breath today, and noticing the natural inhale and exhale. Seeing if there's an ease to it, or whether or not you may be breathing into the chest or into the tummy, and just noticing what it is without any judgment. So I'm going to ask you to place your hand onto your heart, and you can place the other hand towards your womb. And we're going to start by taking an inhale through the nose and directing that breath towards our heart center. And then when you're ready, just exhale, allowing all that air out. On our next inhale, inhale through the nose and direct that breath all the way down to the soles of your feet. Keeping the eyes closed and just visualizing that. And then when you're ready, exhaling through the mouth. Just keeping that breath nice and gentle and allowing the exhale to be smooth and long. On the next inhale, inhaling through the nose and directing that breath all the way to the crown of your head. You might even feel yourself grow a little taller through the crown. And then exhaling through the mouth. On this next inhale, let's inhale to the heart center. And as you exhale that breath down towards the feet. When you're ready for your inhale, inhale the breath from the feet all the way up to the crown of your head. And when you're ready to exhale, exhale back down to heart center. Just allow your breath to come back into a nice, smooth rhythm. So for today's class, I invite you to welcome in an exploration of openness and acceptance. Opening up within the body and opening up within the mind. And finding a sense of acceptance for wherever we are on our journey at this stage today. Welcoming in that notion of letting go of things that may have happened in our past. Letting go of any of those thoughts that we allow our mind to jump to that haven't happened in the future. And to surrender to the beauty and peace of being present within this moment. So I just want to read you something from Patanjali. Yoga takes you into the present moment, the only place where life exists. Then just allow your head to bow down towards your heart, and notice if there are any feelings that arise for you today, whether that is an intention for your practice or whether that is just an emotion, a feeling, or a vision, and just allowing that to be with you through your practice. And then bringing the hands together and warming the palms up. So really rub them together. Place them over your eyes. And just gently flick them open to re-enter the room. And giving yourself a little massage across the forehead and the temples and the jaw. And down towards the back. And just rolling those shoulders back. So let's just start with a warm up to really open up the heart center. We're going to inhale, arms up. And then as we exhale, cactus the arms, really feeling an openness across the chest and perhaps those shoulder blades coming in closer together. We're going to inhale, arms up again. And exhale, spread the fingers, feel energized through the arms and really open up in that chest. And one more time, inhaling up. And exhaling. Allow those hands to come all the way down again towards our womb. Inhale here and bring some really positive energy in towards our womb. And then as we exhale, let's come into our forward fold. Placing the hands onto the ground so that you really feel the hands nice and spread and firmly in contact with the ground beneath us. You can bring that forward fold all the way down and just feel the connection between earth and body. And let the head just hang for a moment, getting a nice stretch through the back of the neck. Walking the hands back up in towards our body. We're going to inhale, arms up. And then exhale, come into a twist here. So if we're comfortable here, go tall through the crown of the head, peering over our shoulder. Feeling a nice opening in the shoulders and the chest again. And then we're going to inhale, arms up to center. And exhale, spread those hands wide. And again, growing tall through the crown of the head. Just gazing over our shoulder. Inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, bringing those palms together into heart center. Let's extend our foot out, coming into our Janu legs here. So bringing our foot in towards our thigh. We're going to point those toes towards us. Let's inhale, arms up here. And we're going to come into a forward fold again, so placing the hands in front of us. So here, just stretch through the crown of that head, extend through the back of the spine. We're going to take our hand in towards our leg and just open up through our heart. Again, feeling the sense of opening. So you can take that top arm and open it up even further to the side and just come into this really lovely fluid motion where it's almost like floating through water and just feeling an opening in the body, opening in the heart, hopefully an opening in the mind. Coming back through that forward fold, let the head hang. Walking those hands back in towards the body, we're going to take our other leg out, bring the other one in. So reaching tall and exhaling, coming through into a forward fold. And again, just exploring this sense and this feeling of openness. So coming through our side bend and opening the arm up even further. And again, just flowing through this movement, really seeing if we can feel an openness in our heart. And when we flow, we don't overthink our pose. We just really feel that movement. Are we able to allow ourselves and our body to be in this moment, to feel how it feels naturally without overthinking, coming into a forward fold? Walking those hands back in towards the body and rolling the shoulders back. Just taking those legs out for a moment, sitting up tall, roll the shoulders back. Take a big inhale here, placing hand on heart and hand towards the womb, inhaling. Really feel that space from hand to hand. And then as you exhale, just let go of any tension in that body. We're going to just come back up, bringing those legs in. And let's come into a kneeling position here. So if you've been supported by something underneath, just popping that to the side. We're going to come into our kneeling position here. So let's just start by inhaling and pushing through our thighs, feeling the strength in our legs. And then we're going to exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take our arms wide, really open like you're holding a big beach ball. And then exhale and give yourself a big hug. Now as we're feeling into this stretch, I want you to think about someone who you would love to be giving a big hug to right now. Think of all that love and warmth and attention that you want to be giving that person, and then direct all of that back to yourself. Enjoying a moment of self-care, of self-love and appreciation, and knowing that whoever that person is you're thinking about, they're sending it right back at you. We're going to unravel those arms, come up again through our thighs, inhaling, holding that big beach ball, and then as we exhale, we're going to give ourselves another big hug with our opposite arm on top of each other. And again, just take a moment to enjoy this stretch through the back, and also just to conjure up all those feelings of love and acceptance, of gratitude that you may have towards a loved one, and directing it right back at you. And then we're going to unravel those arms again, push through the knees, hold that big beach ball, bring the arms up, and then pushing the palms together, we're going to come back down, really nice and controlled through heart center. Just bow the head here for a moment, feeling a stretch through the back of the neck, and then just taking our head from one side and then rolling it to the other. Placing the hands down, let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, float down to one side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, float down to the other side, and again, much like we did before, just allow your body to move in this moment without overthinking a pose. Just allow it to float, to move fluidly, and just to enjoy it, to enjoy strengthening through the legs, to enjoy an openness in the shoulders and the body. And then as we come up one more time, we're going to come through heart center, coming all the way down. Hands to knees. Let's roll those shoulders back. So we're going to come into our all fours now. So let's find our all fours position. Hands nice and spread on the mats. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's just start with our cat-cow. So extending through the crown, we're going to inhale, open the shoulders. And then as we exhale from the tailbone and gently, vertebrae by vertebrae, allow that lovely curve into a cat pose. As we inhale from tailbone, allow the spine to unravel. And then open up through the heart and the shoulders again, feeling that opening. And again from tailbone. So really just allow your body to move through these movements in time with your breath, So you could slow this down, you could slow this movement down, really slowing the breath down so that we're staying in that relaxed mode. Where we know when we slow our breath down, we take those deep inhales to the belly and we allow the exhales to be longer. Our body knows that it is safe, that it is calm, that it is relaxed. It doesn't need to do anything. It doesn't need to start to produce adrenaline and all those other stress hormones that we need to run from fear. We don't need that, especially not when we're here on our mat in this moment. So taking nice, deep, long breaths, we allow ourselves to be present and to be calm. So let's just find our neutral spine here. We're going to outstretch the left foot, pointing through the heel. From here, we're going to inhale to prepare, and then exhale, we're going to bring that knee in towards our chest. As we open up, take the foot back, float it in the air, press through the heel, and we're going to do a few more, another 2 of those. So that's 2. Opening up, and 3. Now as we come back this time, point through the heel and just gently drop that toe down. We're going to plant our right hand into the mat, allow the left foot to come down onto the mat and reach through our left arm, coming up into our gate pose. So here we've got our foot, our knee and our hand all in a line. Really feel that openness through the side body. And if we're feeling really nice and strong here and our body's loving it and wanting more, we're going to gently, holding our core, float the foot off the ground, stretching through. You might want to lift that hand up and start to look up towards the hand. Beautiful. Then just dropping that foot down, bringing our left hand down, squaring off. We're going to take that left knee in. I'm going to come into a swooping cat. So we're going to come down to the forearms, inhale through the arms, pin the elbows to our ribs. Exhale, come all the way back. Do another 2 of those. Inhaling. And this time come and sit back in your child's pose, extending through the hands, resting the head on the floor if you like. Close the eyes and just find that moment again where we are present, where life is okay. If we were to ask ourselves right now, at this moment, without any past, without any future, but just this present moment, if things were okay, could we say yes? Coming back to all fours, we're going to stretch out that right foot, point through the heel for that nice calf stretch. Picking up the foot, we're going to bring in the knee towards our chest and then extend through the heel. Almost again like this sort of floating movement. We're going to use our core just a little, so pull up through the pelvic floor, gather it up through the center, and just feel that strength and stability through this position. Placing that foot down, we're going to just turn over and come into our gate pose on the other side. So holding this gate pose, we're going to engage our pelvic floor, and if it feels good, we're going to lift that foot up. So really pointing through the heel, extending the hand to the top and gazing up towards our hand. So holding that there for a moment. I'm just going to swap sides here. So I'm facing the camera, reaching up here, and then gently placing that foot down. Just coming back into our all fours. Let's have a moment to stretch out that calf, bring the knee in, come into our 3 swooping cats. So arms down, inhaling through. Exhale, you can tap the toes if you want. Inhale here. Doing one more. And coming all the way back to child's pose. So take a deep breath here, and as we exhale, exhale with a big sigh, just letting go of any tension or anything we're holding on to. Come back to your breath. And if the mind's starting to wander, just come back into this present moment, where it's you on the mat with your breath. Walking the hands back up towards the body, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, arms up. Cactus those arms again. I'm going to do another two of those. Inhaling up. Cactus the arms. One more. We're going to walk those hands forward. We're going to come into our downward facing dog, tucking the toes, pushing up, and just take a moment to walk your dog. Really stretch out the body. Your knees can be as bent as they like in order to have that lovely straight back, so we haven't got our weight pushing into our hands. Then from here, let's just bend those knees, look to the front. We're going to take a big step to the front of the mat. The back leg follows, and just take a moment to hang out in our forward fold. You can bend your knees as much as you like, just to get a nice sort of ragdoll feel through the neck and the arms. You might want to shake the head no and shake it yes. And then we're going to push through our feet and gently roll up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up to the top of our mat, where we can roll our shoulders back. Place a hand on our heart and a hand on our womb here. Breathe into that space. And then exhale. Really nice. Let's have standing out to Tadasana. Have those feet nice and planted on the ground. We're going to inhale, arms up. We're going to exhale them, and then we're going to bring them behind us. So clasping the hands, taking a moment again to open up through those shoulders and open up through that heart. Really feeling that opening. If it's comfortable, you can start to lift the hands. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, open, and this time bringing the hands into our reverse prayer. So we could have our hands together in reverse prayer, opening up our hearts, or you could just take your elbows, and wherever you are is perfectly fine. There is no need to judge any of your movements, just enjoy. Find the position that feels enjoyable, that feels open. So whatever that position is for you today, that's where I want you to go. Opening up here. Lovely. Let's just release those arms. And again, we're going to give ourselves a big hug for a moment. Open up, hold that big beach ball, and then change that cross of the arms. Giving ourselves a big hug. Really nice. Let's come down. We're going to take those shoulders back. I'm going to come to the front of the mat. Can move into a sun salutation. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, come forward into a forward fold. Plant the hands down, bend the knees. Step back into downward facing dog. Let the head hang. Take a moment here. We're going to peel that right foot up, and we're going to bring our knee in towards our chest and take a step forward. Placing that foot down, we're going to come into a warrior one. Let's exhale and open into our warrior two. Reverse warrior. And then again, let's float through a flowing warrior. And again, I want you to let go of what you think this should look like. If it helps, close the eyes and just allow the body to move and to float. And to enjoy movement without it having to look a certain way. Floating into our warrior two. We're going to lift that back foot and come into a crescent lunge here. So pointing through that heel at the back and reaching up. From here, let's bring our hands to heart. We're going to take our weight into that front foot and float it all the way up to the top. Come into our twist here, opening up in that heart, reaching up through the leg. Coming back, we're going to take another step back into crescent lunge. Frame our foot and step back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Let's step to the front of the mat. Forward fold just for a moment. Roll yourself up, vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing the body to unravel, to rinse out any stress that it's holding on to. Coming up to the top. Inhaling, arms up. Just going to move to this side of the mat. So inhaling, arms up. Exhale, come down into a forward fold. Stepping back into our downward facing dog. Enjoying this for a moment. Peeling our left foot up. Bringing our knee towards our chest. Taking a big step to the front. We're going to come up into our warrior one. Open up into warrior two. Stretching through fingertips to fingertips. And allow yourself to float. Close the eyes. That feels good for you, doesn't put you off too much. And just allow your body to be. Allow it to move in a way that feels comfortable. That keeps your heart open. Come into warrior two. We're going to lift that back heel off again, coming into our crescent lunge. Hands to hearts. We're going to take a step forward. Lifting that right foot and opening up into a closed twist here. Stretching through fingertips. Really lovely. Bringing our heart to heart center. Taking a big, careful step back. Framing our foot. And coming back into downward facing dog. Just enjoy it. If you feel like you've got weight in your hands, just bend the knees. Or just try and bend the knees anyway and see how that feels. Taking a big step to the front. Coming through a forward fold. And pushing through the feet. And just gently unraveling, allowing the body to unravel up to the top, rotating those shoulders back. Let's place a hand on the heart and a hand on our womb. Breathe in some love and acceptance and kindness to our entire body. And as you exhale, just exhale any stress, anxiety, tension that we're holding on to. Just let it all go. Coming to the back of our mats, we're going to come to a forward fold and just walk our hands out in front of us. Coming into all fours again, we're just going to rock forward and back. Open up the chest and the heart here. Coming all the way back to child's pose. So with this child's pose, if you have a block, if you have a bolster or some cushions handy, I want us to practice at using that so that you can melt into it. So placing your cushions or your bolster close to you, I want you to come and just rest your head. Allow the hands to come back to the side. Shut the eyes for a moment and just enjoy this pose where there's nothing else you need to do other than let your body and your heart melt down into the support underneath you. Just allow your breath to be calm and slow and quiet. You might want to change cheeks so that your neck is evenly stretched. And just melt. Just remaining here and feeling how good it feels to just allow your body to be supported by something underneath you. How good it feels to not have to do anything or not have to think all the time. To just accept that this is where you are at this very moment, sat on your mat here, being supported and helped. And that your body is doing everything perfectly well. And that this is where it should be right at this moment. And then just gently pressing up through the hands, taking that support away, and then just coming back and in our easy seated pose. So again, just popping something underneath if that makes it more comfortable. Closing the eyes down and placing our hands in a yoni mudra. So just bringing our thumbs together and our fingers together and placing them on our womb. Closing the eyes here. And take a moment to breathe into this space. So inhaling, directing that breath all the way towards your womb. And then as you exhale, relaxing the shoulders down. So as you inhale, I want you to visualize, sense, see and feel a cleansing, clear breath, inhaling through the nose, being directed all the way towards your beautiful, healthy womb. And as you exhale, exhale any negative feelings we may have towards our body or situation right now. Inhaling a light cleansing breath and allowing this breath to touch every single cell in our body. Our toes, our fingers, all the way up the front of our body, all the way down the back. And then as you exhale, just exhale any negative anxiety or tension that we're holding in our body. And as we inhale, and just imagine this for a little bit, perhaps saying to yourself, I am complete, I am good enough, I do enough, and I am whole. I am complete, I am whole, I do enough, and I am enough. I am complete, I am whole, I do enough, and I am enough. Just placing our hands into prayer and to heart center. Keeping those eyes looking down or with a soft downward gaze. And just recognizing all that your body has done for you today in this practice. For you to feel a sense of connection from your heart to your womb. to know of all the possibilities, to be open to your experiences, and to be present in this moment whenever you need it, and knowing you can come back to it whenever you feel life is just spiraling a little. And thank you for sharing your practice.